Hey, what's up everybody? Alex Kirjanides here with BSM Vault. Welcome to another edition of our Video Tip of the Week series. Today's tip number 38, and it's part 3 of a 4-part series. And today's topic is going to be on business planning for 2019. So again, I hope you've been watching the previous videos. Part 1 was where are you now? That was an exercise you all had to do. Hope you did it. Part 2 was where do you want to be? 7 categories of life, identifying 2 or 3 goals in each category. That'll identify where do you want to be in 2019. Today we're going to focus, it's going to be a short video, but I'm going to walk you through a process of doing your business plan for 2019. Listen, when you're doing a business plan, less is more, right? 1 to 2 pages of max is all you need. 10 to 15 categories, identifying what they are, what your goals and targets are, doing a recap and putting it all together is a lot easier than you would expect or think, right? The idea though is to get it all done now. So again, depending on when you're watching these videos, you want to get all this done before Halloween. So this is the 3rd phase, right? This is the 3rd part of a 4-part series, and this is being released in the 3rd week of October. Next week will be the 4th and final part, which is our 5-year vision, and we'll put it all together. So you'll end up, hopefully if you do this properly, by the time Halloween hits, you'll end up having a nice kind of like playbook or blueprint for yourself for personal and business goals, everything in between, and then also having a vision for 5 years from now, which you guys should be excited about. I get so excited when I do these exercises because it just gets the momentum going. Because look, at the end of the year is tough because you're in the 4th quarter. It's a long year, whether you're hitting your goals or not, it's tough. You got to grind out the rest of the 4th quarter. You got holidays coming up, so you want to spend it with friends and family, children, all that stuff. And then you want to set the tone for next year. So a lot of things happening. So if you do this properly, like we're doing, and you chunk it down 1 week at a time, I assure you, going into November, you can enjoy the festivities, and that's what the holidays are meant for, and still close out the year strong, and still be super excited about what's coming in 2019. So you get out of the gates fast, January 2nd, crush it. Okay, so without further ado, I'll just go straight into the simple exercise. I got a worksheet that I'm going to cover with you guys. You guys can just copy along with me, email me directly. I'll send you the Word document. It's pretty easy, self-explanatory. Fill out the worksheet. Take the entire week to do this exercise. It's not meant to be done fast. Take the entire week, sleep on it a couple of days. Do it again, do it again. Next week, we'll roll out the 4th and final part of the 4-part series, and we'll put it all together. All right, so let me share my screen like I always do. Hopefully you guys can see my screen here, and then I have the document here. So basically, this is simple. All right, don't confuse the simplicity of this form and this exercise by the power of what you could do when you put it all together. So basic business plan. It's only 2 pages. That's all it is. All we're going to cover is 14 items. So you could just copy this, just get out a pen and paper, or just take a snapshot of this, or again, like I said, email me, I'll send you the Word document. It's very easy. So step number 1, I'll go through it really fast. Step number 1, identify your year-to-date income. So this is year-to-date. We're doing this October, 3rd week of October 2018. Identify your year-to-date gross income. That's all the revenue coming into your business as a realtor. Step number 2, identify how many units you have closed year-to-date. So project the end of the month, October, and what is your year-to-date units for October? Just write that down. Income, year-to-date units. Okay, we'll go to number 2. Now we're going to give ourselves some goals for next year. You probably already wrote this down last week when you did where will you be form with those exercises in your work, but go ahead and write down here what's your income goal. Typically you want to have a 15 to 20% increase. That's steady right there. If you do that 10, 15 years straight, nothing wrong with that. It's very doable too. So whatever your income was here, right, add a couple more months. If you're doing this in October, add a couple more months, or project what you're going to be making for November, December, and then increase that by 20%. That's a minimum, 20% for 2019. Same for your unit goals, 20% from 2018 to 2019, and put that number here. Okay, step number 3, your year-to-date savings. So how much have you saved? And savings is a combination of also debt reduction as well. So if you have debts, if you have an IRS balance, if you have credit card debt and you're chunking it down, that's also considered savings. So include that in your year-to-date savings. put the number down, what you saved this year so far, and then what your savings goal is for next year. Put that number down. Okay, I'm going to go through this pretty fast. Number 5 is your team. It's very important you have an assembly line. We've covered this before in previous videos. You have to have an experience that your clients have when they buy or sell with you that makes them want to come back and refer you. You cannot do that on your own. You need a team. So current staff, identify how many people you have on your team. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus? Whatever it is what it is. Their titles, their job roles, and then rate them 1 to 10. If you're rating them under a 7, ask yourself, if you had to hire this person again, would you hire this person again, knowing what you know about this person? If it's under 7, you probably wouldn't. If it's above 7 or 8, then you probably would, right? So you want to rate them. B, for this number 5, for team, is where does your staff need to be to hit your goals for next year? So if you only have 1 person on your team or 2 or 0 people on your team, start identifying who you have to have on your team. You guys should have an example of a flow chart. I put this out before. I talked about this before. Your flow chart should consist of you as a team leader, a front-end assistant, and a back-end assistant. That triangle right there is good for 2 to 5 transactions a month. 20 to 50 plus deals a year. Depending on what market you're in, that's a good business. But you might need more. So identify the job titles, their description, what qualities you're looking for. Right? This is a business plan. You're putting it together. You're planning your strategies for next year. And then write down number C in your team section, what's the culture changes you want in 2019? Everything about great teams and organizations is about environment and cultures. I don't care if it's a professional team, NBA, hockey, baseball, football, or it's a business team. Culture and environment are very, very important. When I was in the mortgage business, I was in it for 16 years. I was with 7 mortgage companies in 16 years. I'm not saying that to brag. Some people might look at that as a negative kind of like journey I was on. I look at it as a positive. I had a lot of perspective of what I liked and what I didn't like from mortgage companies. And I'll tell you right now, whenever I had a good run, whenever I did very, very well, 4, 5, 6 million a month in production, that's what I considered very well for me. It was when I had a really good environment and really good culture. Not only my team, but also the company and the organization I was working for. Okay, so put down here your culture changes for 2019. Number 6, your current hours. What are you averaging right now work-wise? Yes, we got to work and hustle and grind. I agree, but we also have to have a balance. Work-life balance is very relevant, very important. Don't let anybody tell you differently. You want to have a balance of hustling and grinding, and you want to have a balance of relaxing and spending quality time with your significant other, your children, your friends, your family, vacations, your personal time. So write down your current hours, and next to it, write down what your projected current hours are going to be for 2019. Number 7, how many vacations did you take in 2018? 1, 2, 0, 5, whatever it is. Number 8, how many vacations do you want to take in 2019? At a minimum, everybody should take 2 vacations a year. Good vacations, 7 to 10 days. Those are good vacations, right? You shut down, turn your phone off, turn your laptop off, go, get away. I have 2 very, very big vacations planned for 2019. Super excited about it. Potentially 3 very big ones. And then plan your dates. Put them down on the calendar and plan them out. Plan them out ahead of time. Number 9, very important right here. New systems to be added in 2019 to make work more fun. So systems for before, how do you get leads? What do you do when a lead comes in? When you get a referral, online lead, offline lead? Systems before, systems during a transaction, and systems after, post-close. Have your systems in place. What new ones need to be added? What old ones need to be tweaked? Take your time here. Take more paper if you need it. Take more, if you need more room, obviously write this down. This is your business plan. Number 10, current birthday program. Do you have one? Yes or no? If you don't, that's okay. You'll know number 11, you need to put a birthday program together. If you do have one, what is it? Is it working well for you? Is it systematized? Is it automated? Are you dropping voicemails on everybody's birthdays, voicemail drops, sending out texts, personal papyrus cards, gifts for your VIPs, right? So current birthday program, identify what it is or lack thereof if you don't have one, and then your new birthday program. What is it? This is very big. This is very big. I'm focusing on this in 2019 for my agency clients. I'm getting very serious about touching my clients and making it a Nordstrom experience like I talk about a lot. 12, Projected events and parties for 2019, right? First quarter, second, third, and fourth. Break down your year in quarters, right? January, February, March, first quarter next year. And in that first quarter, where are your events? Your workshops, your webinars, your happy hours, your client appreciation events. Break them down. Put them in your quarters. Events and parties for 2019. Identify each quarter where they are in the month and in the quarter, and put the plan together and the system together. This and this should be together right here. Database, number 13, current database. How many people do you have in your current database? Write that down. A current database that's a quality database of people that know you, whether they're past clients, leads, prospects, business people, vendors, affiliate partners, friends and family. You shouldn't have a database over 500 people. I'm not talking about your leads database. You can have thousands of leads in your database. That's a different database. A real database where you can mail to it monthly. You could do videos. You could call them. You could build relationships with. It's very hard to build a relationship with more than 500 people. So identify where your current database is right here, and then write down your goals. Everybody should have a goal of at least 500 quality people in their database. The two most important lists you guys have to have is your 50 favorite people. These are your VIPs, business people, and your 50 best past clients. Okay, you guys should each have a list of 50 from each of these categories. If you don't, start working on it now so you can have it ready for 2019. And last but not least, leadership changes for next year. What are your leadership changes? You individually as a leader of yourself and your team. What are the changes? How many books are you going to read? You want a 52 times advantage over your competition? Start reading a book a week. Start it on the first week of January. Read a book a week. That should be everybody's addition over here where it says leadership changes for next year. Let me get back on the screen. Okay, leadership changes for next year is important. We all as individuals, as human beings, as men and women, have to become better leaders for ourselves first, right? You got to get up early. You got to get up early. The 5 a.m. club is no joke. Get up early, read, meditate, journal, look at your goals, look at your targets, go work out, spend quality time with your significant others, your wife, your husband, your children. Go to work early, hustle, grind, have systems, have structure, right? So that leadership part, the end of their business part, take your time on that one. Write down what you want yourself to become. Become the puppet master, control the puppet, which is you and me, right? Control yourself, become whatever it is you want to become. Whether you're there or not right now, it doesn't matter. Identify where you want to go and then become that person. That's how it works, okay? So there's 14 items on your business plan. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. You don't need pages and pages and pages. 2 pages is all you need. Identify all the categories I just shared with you. Take your time on this one. Spend the entire week. Do a couple rough drafts. Next week, we'll cover the 5-year vision. I was taught that years ago by Rick Ruby and the core. I still use it. I love it. We're going to put it all together. So we're going to work on the 5-year vision next week, but we're going to put all 4 weeks together. So by the time we're done, going into Halloween, like I said, your first week of November, this is all done. It's all dialed in. Now you just enjoy the couple months left in the year, crush it, close out the year strong, and look forward to doing it again next year. That's all I have. Thanks as always for joining. Thanks as always for your feedback and your comments. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need anything. And have a great week. Until next time, talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.